All I have to say is wow. Okay, that's not all I have to say. Oh boy. The Mandalorian Chapter 6. No, wait, that's not the right name of the show. The Book of Boba Fett. I always get that mixed up, don't I? The Book of Boba Fett Chapter 6. Man, we have a lot to talk about. I don't know if it's the best episode so far. It's one of the best episodes of the newer Star Wars TV shows, I would say. It's absolutely amazing. And this episode was written by Jon Favreau, directed by Dave Filoni, and all I gotta say is Dave Filoni pulls no punches, man. Dave Filoni swings for the fences. There are so many things I want to talk about in this episode. Leave a comment, and if you're new, subscribe. But leave a comment down below and let me know what you let me know what your favorite part of the episode is. Let's have a discussion. Let's get it going down below. So the episode's called From the Desert Comes a Stranger, which we don't even know what that means until later in the episode. So the first part of the episode, we are reunited with a character from Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1, and that is the Marshal. So he's going to be a player in this story. So what happens is the story still follows Mando, and we start the episode with Mando landing on a planet, and then we see R2, and I'm already losing it. And I knew it. I mean, last week I was like, are we going to see Luke? Are we going to see Grogu? And we got a lot more than Luke and Grogu. There were 4 major returns. 4 major characters returned that actually 5. If you count R2, that is 5 major characters from the past. Actually, if you count the Marshal, it's 6. Okay, let me think for a minute. I'm assuming y'all saw the episode already. If not, go see it. Right now, go see it. Grogu, Luke, Ahsoka, the Marshal, Cad Bane, and R2. Yeah, it's 6 characters. Okay, so what the hell are Filoni and Favreau up to, bro? It's amazing. So Mando's looking for Skywalker. You know, there's droids there, and I immediately knew they were building Luke's Jedi Temple. This is the one that we saw get destroyed in the Last Jedi flashbacks and Force Awakens. I don't want to think about the Last Jedi and what it did to Luke. I really don't want to think about that, but it is the similar design. But that's okay because that's a design that they got from Yoda's. It looks like Yoda's, little hut on Dagobah. Not exactly, but close enough. And that seems to be the architecture they also use on Ahch-To. So it's at least consistent with what Jedi temples have looked like, although it's not like the big grandiose Jedi temple from Coruscant. That's the real, big Jedi temple. But that was destroyed in Episode 3, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Having Luke talk about Yoda, first of all, okay. Luke training Grogu with the frogs. God, I love that scene. It just brought me back to when I was a kid, marveling at what Star Wars was. Luke putting his hand... Okay, Luke talks about how Yoda... He tells him about Yoda, and he is, of course, Baby Yoda, and how size matters not. Luke puts his hand on his head to try to get Grogu to remember the past, because Grogu had forgotten the past, and he's able to do it. And we have now confirmation. We have confirmation that Grogu is remembering the Jedi being killed in Order 66. And it appears like he was at the Jedi Temple. You really couldn't tell, but it looks like that is the Jedi Temple the same day that Luke's father, Anakin, turned to the dark side. So Grogu was there, and it's kind of an interesting twist of fate that he ends up being trained and being seen by Anakin's #1 student and, of course, Anakin's son. So everything is just... The Force works in mysterious ways, you know what I'm saying? So then we have the Mando and Ahsoka reunion. Rosario Dawson returned to reprise her role as Ahsoka Tano. She confirms that Grogu is going to be Luke's first student, that they're building a temple. How the hell did Dave Filoni read our minds, dude? How did we do it? So instead of, because Mando wants to see Grogu, but instead he gives Ahsoka the present for Grogu and leaves. This is a sad moment, but it builds up more anticipation for their reunion, and Grogu can sense that Mando was there. We have more of Luke training Grogu. Luke, with the doing the flips and showing Grogu the world, teaching him about the Force. So much better in Last Jedi, dude. The training here was so much better than the training that he did with Rey in that movie. This is kind of what I wanted to see from Luke and Rey. Maybe not the basics because Rey seemed to already be athletic, but when I was watching Force Awakens and then going on to Last Jedi, I wanted to see more of like Luke and the philosophy of the Force, but also Luke actually doing something, and this gave us that opportunity. Luke lighting the green lightsaber, bro, I couldn't even believe it. So he whips out the training remote, right? The one from episode 4 and episode 2. We've seen it a billion times. Then Grogu starts doing flips, training with the remote in the water area, and that was awesome. I was over here saying to myself, dude, the main character of episode 10, if they want to make money, bro, one of the main characters from episode 10, right, needs to be Grogu. I'm serious. It needs to be motherfucking Grogu, bro. It needs to be him. So, okay, so seeing Luke and Ahsoka together in this scene was so weird, but so cool because Luke is who I consider like the centerpiece of Star Wars. I grew up with the original trilogy before everything else, and it's Luke's story. I mean, there's no question about it. Ahsoka is still pretty new to the live action. I kind of, I didn't grow up with Ahsoka, but when I was watching Clone Wars, she's a animation only character until Mandalorian season 2. And now she's there with Luke. And it's just amazing what technology can do because Luke looked very convincing. There were a couple of shots here and there of Luke, and, they weren't the best. But, man, I know it's Mark Hamill, but, dude, Luke looked very, very convincing. It was incredible. Ahsoka tells Luke to trust his instincts and is apparently leaving the planet, it looks like. Because he's like, will I ever see you again? So I actually wonder what Ahsoka told him about his father. I'm really curious about that. So Mando returns to Tatooine, and I guess Fennec requested Mando to go help Boba, so we return to our main storyline here with Boba. The preparation for war is here, about with the Pikes. Mando goes to recruit the Marshal, and he asks for his help as a favor. I loved that scene. So then we have, this is as if Luke and Ahsoka and the training wasn't enough to, tickle Star Wars fans. The Filoni versus Rio, brother. It gets crazier, and I mentioned it earlier already. So we see this Zorro-looking character, hat on, and I'm like, who is this guy? And I'm trying to think back, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I thought he was dead. I thought by now he had died. And so he's trying to tell, well, first of all, it's Cad Bane, the same one from the Clone Wars and from the Bad Batch. I thought by now he had been dead. But anyways, he tells the Marshal, we're trying to match what Fett is paying, and I'm marking out right now. And so the dude, they have this kind of Western showdown, the hand by the pistol, and then Cad Bane kills the Marshal and the other guys. So that was Cad Bane is now involved in this war between Boba Fett and the Pikes. This is gonna go nuts. These next couple of episodes. There's 2 episodes left, right? I believe there's 2 episodes left. It's 7 episodes, so we have 1 episode left. Next week is the finale. Oh man, the finale is gonna be, excuse me, absolutely insane. Okay, we're not done yet. We're not done. So Cad Bane kills these motherfuckers. They go to the restaurant and the club from a few episodes ago, and it gets blown up, destroyed. I was not expecting that either. Dave Filoni did not hold back here in this episode, bro. A lot. Wow. It was so much fun to watch. So the end of the episode, man, I can't believe they left us on this cliffhanger. We go to Luke, who's meditating with Grogu, and gives Grogu Mando's armor, and he says wait a minute, you have to pick one. He pulls out a small lightsaber for Grogu, and it turns out that it was Yoda's lightsaber, so I guess Luke got Yoda's lightsaber probably from the hut when he was there. And I don't mean Jabba the Hutt, I mean the hut that Yoda lived on, Dagobah, his house, when he was there when Yoda passed away. Unless Luke went back to Dagobah to get it, which is possible. I don't remember if he did or not after Episode 6. I know there's some stories that talk about what he did after Episode 6, but I forget if he went back there. But he's got Yoda's lightsaber. It makes sense. It's not a plot hole. And he's offering Yoda's saber to Grogu, but Grogu has to pick one because he has to forget attachment. And this was a weird line for me because the issue with Luke is that Luke has an attachment to Leia and to Han. So I don't know why that rule's still here. I figured Luke would be the one to say, you know what, obviously the Jedi rules, they matter, and I understand that maybe he learned about this rule after the original trilogy. That does make sense there, but I also feel like Luke can't be a hypocrite. I mean, yes, Luke is trying his best to be the best Jedi Master he can, but he also has an attachment to Leia. So having an attachment, I've always felt like the whole monk thing the Jedi do about attachment. I love the idea, but I also feel like as time went on with Luke and other Jedi in the future, and even Ahsoka, I feel like attachment is okay. I feel like, yeah, Anakin had an unhealthy attachment, of course, but attachment is okay. I don't know. It's and the episode ends with Grogu trying to see what he's going to choose. So we may get the payoff for that the next episode, or we may get they might hold off on this until like the Luke and Grogu show or Mando season 3. Or I mean, what's he gonna pick? Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think Grogu's going to pick? Is he going to pick the lightsaber? Is he going to pick the Boba of the melted spear that became the armor for Grogu? I think he might. I don't know, bro, because this could go a million different ways, and then even if he picks one, the other one might still come into play in the future. I mean, it looks like Filoni and Favreau have a plan, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyways, Robert Rodriguez directs the finale. He's had some of the weaker episodes of this show. It's next week. I don't even know where the hell this is going, but man, here we go. I loved it. Love this episode. Love the last one. I love the Filoni verse, and I hope it continues. I'll talk to you soon.